The visions of my head as I lay in bed were those I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and its height was great. The tree grew and became strong, and its top reached to heaven, and it was visible to the end of the whole earth. Its leaves were beautiful, and its fruit abundant, and in it was food for all. The beasts of the field found shade under it, and the birds of the heavens lived in its branches, and all flesh was fed from it.
And in the middle of the great street of the city, on each side of the river stood the tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations.
Twisted and gnawed with hardship, grandeur out of dry ground, rugged symbol of our struggle, familiar with grief and joy. Rough, smooth arms reaching upwards, lifting bowls of fragrance, soft explosions of flower, shedding strips of yourself, offerings for the earth. Wounded and scarred from a myriad creatures who take support from the life-giving sap, oozing from your beating heart, breathing life-giver. Laden with healing in your branches, your arms, crushed leaves, sweet scent and touch of life and strength. Rainforest, sapling torn by wind and rain, reborn.
This reading is an extract from The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Woden and written in 2015. Trees connect to each other through their root system, and it appears that nutrient exchange and helping neighbours in times of need is the rule, and this leads to the conclusion that forests are superorganisms with interconnections, much life and colonies. But why are trees such social beings? Why do they share food with their own species, and sometimes even go as far as to nourish their competitors? The reasons are the same as human communities. There are advantages to working together. A tree is not a forest on its own. On its own, a tree cannot establish a consistent local climate. It is at the mercy of wind and weather. But together, many trees create an ecosystem that moderates extremes of heat and cold, stores a great deal of water, and generates a great deal of humidity. In this perfect environment, trees can live to be very old. To get to this point, the community must remain intact, no matter what. Every tree were looking out for only itself, then quite a few of them would never reach old age. Regular fatalities would result in many large gaps in the tree canopy, which would make it easier for storms to get inside the forest and uproot more trees. The heat of summer would reach the forest floor and dry it out. Every tree would suffer. Every tree, therefore, is valuable to the community and worth keeping around for as long as possible. And that is why even sick individuals are supported and nourished until they recover. Next time, perhaps it would be the other way around, and the supporting tree might need assistance. Every tree is a member of this community. May these words help each of us to be better followers of Jesus' way.
The secret to abundance, the key to stop seeking more and more, is to focus on what we have to give. What Alice Walker calls the circular energy of generosity. By giving, we stimulate regeneration of life and spirit, and it stimulates our own growth, our own expanse. Trees tell us this. And just as each tree has its own particular gifts to offer, so do each of us. From this strength, we encounter another life-giving principle, acceptance of the stranger, welcome of the one seeking respectful relationship. Two-legged, four-legged, six-legged, eight-legged, and winged creatures all enjoy the hospitality of trees. Homes are welcome, rest is offered, protection is given, perches are formed, and remembrance of the year's encounter is written on the rings within the trunk. The trees even accept the abandoned homes, the droppings and remains that are part of the encounter. All this in steady solitude, not loneliness, but solitude, ever ready to receive what comes to its way and remain rooted when leave-taking occurs. When we love our neighbours as ourselves, we are able to remain strong in who we are. We are able to welcome the stranger and stay grounded. We are able to accept leave-taking and keep the memory as part of our being. Trees show us this. And as each trait is shaped differently to its immediate environment, so are we. These readings, especially Lisa's, led me to think of trees as being a metaphor for our church. We too look after our congregation. We nourish each other. We nurture each other, and we sustain and strengthen each other in difficult times. Sunday mornings and other shared activities are all part of that nourishing. And don't we, like trees, also want to reach out and provide a place of safety, nourishment, nurture, and strength to others? The nourishment that we receive from our church community strengthens us to nurture, nourish, and provide safety for others, recognizing that everyone is valuable and every little deed is valuable. And I'll finish with this benediction from the trees of Endor. Trees purify the air. They also purify the mind. And if you want to save your world, you must save the trees. Amen. And I had, as an afterthought, it occurred to me that perhaps a way of marking our joining to become the Woden Valley Uniting Church, we could perhaps celebrate by planting a tree. Just a thought. we join together in the hymn, We Are Many, We Are One, a Colin Gibson song. Thanks, Sally. The prayers of the people today are taken a slightly different way. Prayers for ourselves and for others, so it's in a guided meditation. So I invite you to place your feet firmly on the ground and feel the connection to the floor. If you like, close your eyes. If not, you could focus on the candles or on the leaves on the table. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And take a few deep breaths. Now imagine yourself in a beautiful forest, walking around in wonder until you discover your special tree. Stand or sit down upon the earth among her roots in a special notch that's been waiting for you, and lean your back against the trunk, letting yourself feel fully supported. Breathe in and feel the connection with the forest and the whole of creation. Feel grateful to receive your tree's strength, resilience, ancient wisdom, and protection. Take a few moments to let that feeling sink into your being and feel the love of God and the interconnection with all of creation. Now breathe in deeply again and take a few moments to think of how you would share this wonderful feeling of connection, love, and strength with others. How would you support others? Help give them strength, peace, and a feeling of belonging and connection. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes and look gently around. Notice those who are part of your community and how this special connection can be shared. Remember your special tree and give thanks for the peace, love, and connection to all of creation and the community to which you belong. Amen. It's time for our offering, and because of COVID, we don't do a sharing of that. I think there's something over there that we can put something in if we need to, not sure. There are many gifts for which we are thankful today. We give thanks for all of those who are participating, whether on site or on Zoom. We are truly thankful for all of your presence. We give thanks for those who offer friendship. We give thanks for our musicians and our singers and those who help set up our church, operate Zoom, those who offer food, those who read, and those who serve. We give thanks for the monetary gifts through our collection plate or electronically. And join me, thanks and trust, hope and patience in bringing the offering today. Amen. And it's now time for our going out hymn. I thought this would be longer. We've got an early mark. Our going home, you shall go out with joy. Sing it twice, yes, yes, sing it twice. say the blessing to each other. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the gentle night to you. Moon and stars pour their healing light